see here. I want to decrease the quality here. Decrease the quality here. Decrease the quality here. Decrease the quality. I don't know what's going on with the thing here. It seems like it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with the thing here. It seems like it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with the. I don't know what's. Hmm. 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 What's going on with this live broadcast? What's going on? It seems like it's really, really weird. 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 Hello. It's really, really weird. Hello. It's really, really weird. Hello? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's really, really weird. Really, really weird. Really, really weird. Because it seems like it's. I can't tell if that's just because it's my mic is picking up. I can't tell if that's just because it's I don't my want mic it in is HD. I can't tell if that's just because it's I don't my want mic it in is HD. I can't tell if that's just because it's I don't my want mic it in is HD. HD. I can't tell what the hell's going on here. What's going on here? I can't tell if that's just because it's I don't my want mic it in is HD. HD. I can't tell what the hell's going on here. Yeah, it does seem like my mic is the thing that's picking it up. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes. Alright. I'm gonna leave it at that, and hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. I've been experimenting with some of the new stuff in the snapshots. I know the bulbs have been out for like 2 snapshots now, but I'm only really like getting to the most recent snapshot on my channel currently. I found this design from a channel that has a similar number of subscribers as me for a clock here. It's really cool. This, I don't know what I would use this for. And I also found a few a counter design that works in both Java and Bedrock Edition by another person too. I don't know if they were the same or what, but yeah. I also just built this to like invert whenever it goes day versus night here. So if I have my world go to midnight, it just flips. And then I saw some other stuff where apparently is cool. Basically, this is a very, very basic world that I've set up here in Java. One of the things that I was trying to make was a signal strength because of storing signal strength here with the comparators. But I don't know how you would use this specifically for that, since signal strength decreases over distance. But essentially, if I were to take a lectern, not there, but it needs to be here. We need a comparator here, and then we can grab this book. And then it stores that signal strength just by using this comparator input here to then relay this signal strength to this redstone dial. The one thing that I found really annoying, though, was that observers can't, or seemingly can't power comparators and stuff when they update directly, unless you use two observers at once, like this. And so the way that I like trying to activate this is just by using a copper bulb, comparator, and button to show that if I do this, because there's two observers for every comparator in this version, you can actually wipe it just using that. But if I were to take away that observer, and do this, you can see that it doesn't wipe, despite getting powered here. Bedrock tried out the beta a little bit ago, like yesterday, to see if that's an inconsistency between versions, and it does seem to be that it is an inconsistency between versions. So actually, Bedrock Edition, you would not need this observer or this observer to wipe the thing. Or you could have two more the reason you wouldn't be able to do more memory units in here, though, is because each one needs two observers on Java, and in order to get it to the point where it would have those two observers, it's too short on the rail without repeating it with an observer, which takes more than a single instant to update the entire register. So this is kind of just useless, but I thought it was interesting at least. I don't know what exactly you could use it for, though. And the interesting thing is that I had never seen a design for saving a signal strength anywhere on Redstone stuff. So yeah, you could just use comparators to hack this anymore than I have, because I've tried compacting the signal strength saver down before. And then this is also a design that I saw recently where it's like a programmable button panel. So this now is a combination. And you can see that it is because that lamp is on. But if it's not put up like that, yeah, the Redstone community is kind of cool. I think this is the maximum that this can go before it actually causes some issues because of the comparator outputs needing to be ORed together. But I may be wrong. I also saw the base 10 counter that people were using with the crafters, which was actually really interesting. Although, of course, I still don't know what it'd be useful for. And then XOR gates and XNOR gates, which are the exact same except for with the bulb negated. Wait. Oh, yeah, that powered the... I need to spread this out more, I guess. And then I have also simpler laid out in this world, too. This thing I saw as like a memory circuit somewhere, and that thing works. If I, like, freeze the game here, and then we press the button, we can then let's step by 2 ticks here. So this comparator should be able to step by 2 more ticks. And because this comparator is on at this point, it turns off this torch. This thing gets activated on this tick. So next 2 ticks, I think, is going to turn this. This is going to be, or is it 1 tick? I don't know. It's going to be next 2 ticks. These are going to turn off. So here we have this turned off. This is going to, these are off. And then the next 2 ticks, this thing gets powered, but this dust doesn't power at all. I think I went through this tick by tick too, trying to figure out how the hell this thing works. And it just seems like it should be impossible. Basically, the thing that I've been doing is mostly focusing on new designs for things like this is an item sorter. You can see here I was testing with different items. And then here I was something that I made quite a while back. I don't remember what exactly it was. So this is what? I don't remember what this was. I know that this was kind of like, so... Oh, it's a mux, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so it's a mux. So basically what it is we switch which input we get put in. Yeah, I was trying to make a small mux, but I think I just made a mess. Here is a adder, I think. A full adder. So if we... Yep, that's 0, that's 1. And then if we have this, it should be 1, yep. And this was my attempt at making a different adder with comparators. You can see 1, 1. I don't know. This is, yeah, 2. Yep, 2. So 3, and then we should be able to just see 1, 1, 1. Yep, so this is also an adder using comparators. This could probably be cleaned up quite a bit, but I don't know specifically. Plus, this is using an old XOR design that could probably be cleaned up using these new XORs and XNORs. So yeah, 14, 14, 13, and that's why this one goes through. And since it goes down and back up here, so this would basically work in Bedrock if you replace the glass with slabs. This is something that I found interesting. This is a triple AND gate. Because if you have no inputs, what you have is nothing. If you have one input, two inputs, you still have nothing. And if you have three inputs, you have an output. And it'll only output if you have all three of those inputs. Yes. I don't remember what this was. This is just like a... This actually determines whether or not a signal can pass through. So the only way that this signal would actually pass through before would be if you move this up. Because here, it doesn't matter. But as long as your signal is longer than that 15 there, it won't let it through until the thing. Because that's the function of the comparator there. It won't let a signal strength through unless it's greater than or equal to the current signal strength that's fed into the side. If I remember correctly. So if I do a too long thing here, we have 14. And if we do 15, we have a 15 out. Then if we do 14, but if we extend this to 1 longer, then it won't go. So you can essentially use another lever as an off switch, but it would be more precise control if you were to put this in subtract mode, since 15 minus 15 is also 0, so it doesn't matter what signal strength you go in, it'll always cancel out the signal until you turn that other lever off. I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I was trying to make a general crafter at one point, and I saw a design like this. It wouldn't work for what I wanted to do, and for whatever reason, I don't think it works on my world at all. It might be to do with locationality of redstone or whatever, or maybe like F3H, F3G, there it is. Oh, did I build this inside of a chunk? Anyway, so it's not chunk boundaries that are messing it up. But basically what this does is if you have a crafting recipe that will fill up the entire 3x3 grid, or something that'll just go in slot by slot here and fill it up like that, it should work by putting stuff into these chests and then turning this on and just crafting it. What I wanted was a general crafter that could take any recipe, including ones with gaps, and craft them. Which is why I built this one, to see if I could change it to work with what I wanted. But because it's powering the crafter from the bottom here, where I wanted to try and take out an item that would be used for an empty space, I don't think this will work for me. Here I was trying to make a different design that works off the principles of this, but would spit its items from these droppers into these pots, feed into the sides here. And the problem I was having here was timings, because of hoppers being really weird. So what I did was hooked it up to this clock here, where it's powering this rail on and off, and here we're setting these droppers off in order. This one, then this one, then this one, then I would go on to this one, then this one, then this one, and this one, then this one, then this one. But what I ran into was this dropper fires into this, and then the hopper, like 8 ticks later, pulls out the item, and then this pushes in an item, and this hopper pulls it out 8 ticks later. And then this one, well, actually, yeah, this hopper pulls it out 8 ticks later, which is actually too late for this one to fire its item into this pot, so it doesn't. And so I end up with the issue of these 2 items getting put in the hopper, and going into the crafter, but not this one. And so let me see. Because this is 2 ticks to detect this thing updating. This is 2 ticks to detect this thing updating. This is 2 ticks to detect this thing updating. This is also 2 ticks to detect this thing updating. And so this should fire like 4 ticks after that. So this is what, 2, 4, 6, 10 ticks? This is 6, 10, 2, 4, 6, I think. So these 6 ticks, then we should have 10 ticks. 6, 10, 14. So these are offset by 4 ticks each, I think. 4 is 14. So basically these are firing at the maximum rate that you would be able to fire them. One after another. But I think that this hopper can't keep up with that speed. I wonder if a hopper minecart would... Because for some reason, a fucking hopper minecart works faster than a hopper itself. And I don't know what rate it works at. Because... No, I don't. So what I want to do here is /tick freeze. So now we should be able to see exactly how this thing works. So what I want to do is step tick by tick. Alright, cool. So 1 tick passes and this takes out 1. And 1 tick passes, it takes out 1. 1 tick passes, it takes out 1. 1 tick passes, it takes out 1. Okay. So I see the pattern. So what I want to see here then is how long does it take for... So here we have 1 tick passes, it gets put into the shulker box. Another tick passes, it gets put into here. This thing is probably going to take like literally 8 ticks. Yeah. And 1 tick later it should. Yeah. Cool. So basically, for most purposes, hoppers run on an 8 tick basis, and hopper minecarts are 8 times faster. That's absolutely insane. So I don't know if just putting a hopper minecart there. So the thing that I put here, let's put placeholder. Was it redstone dust that I put in the other ones? Yeah. Okay. Let's just do that then. And so, let's freeze the game here. If I remember correctly, this thing takes a little bit to, it should be like 1 tick for the lamp, 2 ticks for the comparator. So it should be at least 3 ticks here. And then 2 ticks after that, we should end up with our first detection. So I want to go 1 tick now because I want to see if this thing pulls it out immediately. Where the heck is it? There? Okay. So we got that. I still don't know if... So that should be... Alright. Why does it keep dropping frames? Okay, so this should... There it is. There it is. And this should come next, so... That seems to be working now. So it does seem like using copper mine carts would actually help with my situation, because they run at a faster rate, and since we're bottlenecking our thing based off of dropper speed, and we only care about hoppers insofar as they carry the things to the crafter, we should be good. Yeah, it seems like it's carrying it out correctly now. I think my clock might be a little bit slow. Right? I actually don't know how fast I need to make this. So... if we do that... Let's see here. What was I doing? Well, if I remember correctly... Let's try can with this clock and see if I can just adjust it using that repeater. And if I can, then we should be good. So we're getting a bunch of redstone, which is what I'd expect from this getting powered. This gets powered. So again, more redstone. So it does seem like it's now pushing through the items. But the problem now is what? That the speed is being overwhelmed. Isn't it? It's all that in there. The speed of this is actually overwhelming the order itself. So okay, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, you can see here that this is actually the bottleneck here. This hopper specifically is the bottleneck. So maybe what I need is an 8-tick delay, which should be let's see here. We want to freeze this. I want to then step by 1 tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is in fact an 8-tick delay. Maybe I need twice that? I don't know. Let's do this and see what happens. I forgot to take the stuff out. This is a mistake. Alright, so alright, so it still gets out of order. So again, we can order. Because we had it on that delay last time. Hmm. This is gonna be... So that should work. So you know that that one works. That timing works for this. But what about that timing? No. Hmm. Let's see. What about this timing? That almost worked. So that one seems to work. So I had the timings almost exactly correct. So I actually don't know how this is going to play out if I do it just like this. So at the very least, it does seem like so I don't know how this is gonna work. Go. Yeah, so this is gonna need a longer thing, isn't it? Right, so we got that. Got that. So we got that, and then you can go in there. So I actually need to figure out what order So that means that this, and this should be different from this, and this. And so I'm actually going to need to change out these things for actually more useful data. Let's do bulbs. Then we can do what? Let's do slabs. What else? Redstone lamp? Redstone lamp. This we're also gonna need to change. Let's do crafters, lecterns, sticky pistons. So we got paper, dust, pot. Of course, because those all go first, and then these go. Then we got bulb, paper, slab. So bulb, paper, slab. So what that tells me is that the loop is still too short, I think. This, and this. We got our bulbs, lamps, crafters, lecterns, and then pistons. If I remember correctly, we can freeze, press the button. This should start at like 5 ticks. So there's that one. So there's where that thing starts. So we've gotten so we've got paper, redstone, and then we got our decorated pot. So 2 more ticks and we should have our first item in here. Well, in here. But at this point in time, we have already started the loop over. And so we actually need quite a bit more time. Mm-hmm. This uses less observers and has the same timing. So the issue here is that this now is going to start the process over only whenever this here is. What we actually need is I'm going to turn this off. We need 2, 4, 6. Actually, I'm just gonna do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 2, 44, 46. So if I want 46 ticks of delay, at very least, I'm gonna unfreeze now. Uh-huh. Sticky piston. All right. This takes 8 ticks. We need like 40 ticks. So we have 8, 16, 32. So this is 64 ticks of delay. So this should work, I think. Because 8... No, I don't think that's 64. I think that's 8, 16. We have 8 more, so that's going to be 24 plus 24 is 48 ticks of delay. So I may need a little bit more delay. Close. Because it started over right at the very beginning there. Fairly quickly. Because you can see here, that's literally the only thing that was missing. So I just need a tiny bit more delay. So I could do that. Doing this. We can put that in there. Put that in there. That in there. Crafters. Lecterns. Pistons. Right. So still not enough delay. So what time is it? It's about an hour past lunchtime. Well, I think I'm gonna make lunch here soon, which means that I'm probably going to stop this stream and continue streaming a little bit later. But right now I want to figure out the timing for this, and then I think I'll go. Okay, so this is the timing for putting it in there. At that rate. Now I could make it faster. moving this crafter up one block, and then making this feed directly into it. Anyway, take to figure out the timing there. So it's just, what? But now what I can do is I can remove these, this hop replacement, just like that. And this should decrease the time it takes by somewhere around 8 ticks. So probably about a repeater. So this should still work. It's just going thing. It seems like it's going faster now, which makes sense because it's taking 2 hoppers instead of 3 to get there. The next thing that I need to figure out is how to recipe out of the system that I want to set up and then put it back in. Because it's only gonna work by using a crafter, I think. You can see here. Wait, what? Alright. So it's very, very simple. So I've gotten quite close to my goal already with this. Well, I'm gonna go eat something and I might be back a little bit later.